afternoon, viewers, and welcome back to McElroy's Motors, home of the weird, the boring, the projects, and the adventures. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. In today's video, I do have some rather sad news to tell you. Sadie, my beloved 1997 Saturn SL1, is off to her new home. That is right. I am completely selling my car. And the reason why I'm doing that is because with the fact that it needs a serpentine belt replacement, the windshield is cracked, the fact that it also needs its wiper motor replaced, I'm just worried that if I get this thing completely sorted, what else is going to follow suit? So it is now time to cue the music. If you guys recall my last video, I told you guys that the windshield has worsened going about a third of the way across. But now it's gotten even worse than that. It's now about 3/4 of the way across. A new windshield for this car is about $300. That is if I pay out of pocket, which thankfully I have glass coverage. But at the same time, the wiper motor is going to cost me $75 just for the part. The serpentine belt, God knows how much that's going to cost. So I'm selling to the car to a couple that I know of who haven't had a car in their name in about 2.5 to 3 years. My grandfather has allowed me to use his 2016 Jeep Compass to drive to work because I work the night shift. And the fact that he doesn't drive the car nearly as much as he used to because, for one thing, he's got night blindness, and secondly, I only work half the week anyway, so it's not the big deal there. But I should have a new car, hopefully, by the end of... I should have a new car, hopefully, by the next month. Well, the car has officially been sold to someone you guys might be familiar with. Yep, I sold it to Alicia, the one who went with me on that 2,800-mile road trip back in the fall.
Thank you so much, Nikolai.
I mean, you guys haven't had a car in, what, 2 years in July?
Literally 2 years. 2 years too long.
And like I said, the car does need some work. It needs a serpentine belt, needs a windshield, and above all else, the wipers work as good as ever. Not really.
No.
It does need a wiper motor.
And the windshield's in great condition.
Yeah, the windshield's got a nice crack going 3/4 of the way across. But I sold it to him for a really, really cheap price, and I don't think for the same money they can give themselves a better car, especially one that actually does run and drive. And then they also got themselves a nice Sony head unit. They got themselves cruise control, electric windows, basically everything they need, really. It's a shame that Anthony's not with us, otherwise he'll get to check out his Nissan S14. That thing is sweet. Actually, I don't think that is a Nissan S14. I think that might be a Lexus SC. Either way, pretty cool. Having just arrived at the bank, we're surrounded by construction, unsurprisingly, but this feels so weird. Having covered 39,000 miles in this car, and now it's Alicia's.
Thank you.
Like I said, you guys need a car above everything else. It comes with the finest mirror decoration.
Yes! 6, 7.
Here we go again, and we're not even taking the car on a trip! You guys may be wondering why I actually sold Sadie to Alicia here. Like I said, she has not had a car in about 2 years. So my goal here is to basically save my money, and instead of spending the money on all the repairs that I told you guys about in my last video, I'm going to use that money to actually save up to get myself a newer car, so I wouldn't have to worry about things going wrong with Sadie. Don't get me wrong, she's been one fantastic car for our long distance travels, but it's getting to the point where I am kind of concerned about it not lasting me a great deal of time, but I feel like it would last Alicia enough just so that therefore she can get by for at least a year instead of me putting my money towards this car all the dang time. It feels quite weird being in Sadie with you driving, knowing it's your car now.
I know.
It's such an eerie feeling knowing I've done so many miles in this car. Almost 40,000 in less than 18 months. But I do hope this car will serve you well.
Yes.
certainly served me well, that's for sure. But now we're going back to my house, so therefore I can get all my belongings out of the car. She's going to keep all the stickers on it just for old time's sake. And who knows, maybe I'll buy this thing back in about a year. Don't tempt me, viewers, don't tempt me. Okay, I'm already tempted. Right, I got everything out of Sadie. I got her license plate, as you can see. I could transfer that once I get another car. Hopefully I can get one before the end of August. Otherwise, this is no good. I got the multi-port car charger that we used for the road trip back in November. And last but not least, the original Saturn head unit. I'm giving this to a friend of mine who actually likes Saturns despite being born in Hungary. He ships them out to Hungary as well. So this will go to a good home as well. Now make no mistake, I could have easily done the repairs I need to do to Sadie to get her back up to snuff again. But the reason why I sold her is because I knew Alicia and Anthony both desperately needed a car. And I figured for $800, they got themselves a pretty good deal. And even after all the repairs done, which let's say if they spent $1,000 doing so, getting the car back up to code again, it's still a good buy. Especially given the fact the car has less than 100,000 miles on it. But the reason why I sold it to them is because not only did they desperately needed a car, but I figured it is now time for me to get something perhaps a little bit more roomier, perhaps a bit safer, and above all else, something a bit newer. But that being said though, to say I am not tempted to buy another Saturn is definitely the biggest understatement I could give you. So yep, selling Sadie was definitely not the easiest idea. In fact, it was one of the hardest things I had to do. But you know how I was when I sold my Trabant back in 2024. It needs to just have to be met sometimes. And I feel like with Alicia and Anthony both desperately needing a car, I feel like it was best interest that they take over and I just save up for something new. If you guys want to see what other car I should buy, feel free to jot down some ideas down in the comment section. I would love to hear your input. I would like to probably buy myself a Volvo S40, or maybe I could buy myself a Pontiac Aztec, or maybe even better still, a car that is very special to me, so every time I see one, it brings a tear to my eye. I have a lead on an American car that was built in Canada with help of the French and designed by Italians. If you know your cars very, very well, you'll know why this car brings a special place to my heart. In fact, it's in Pennsylvania, about an hour and a half east of here. So I am definitely looking forward to having a lead on that. I'm in talks with the owner about that car, despite it being 36 years old. So if you guys want to see more content, feel free to jot down some car ideas of what my next car could be. Feel free to subscribe to McElroy's Motors if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you guys in about a month when I pick up my new set of wheels. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.